In a world where everything moves fast and people expect results immediately, patience has quietly become one of the rarest and most powerful skills a person can develop. Many people today feel frustrated because they work hard. They try new things, they make plans, but the results do not appear as quickly as they hoped. This creates an important question that millions of people ask themselves every day. Is patience really worth it? Or is it just something people say when progress is slow? The honest truth is that patience is not about waiting without doing anything. Real patience is about continuing to move forward even when the outcome is not visible yet. This story begins with a young woman named Emma who had a dream of building a better life for herself and her family. She was not born into perfect circumstances, and like many people, she had to balance responsibilities, financial pressure, and uncertainty about the future. Emma worked hard and believed that if she stayed consistent, success would eventually come. But after months of effort, nothing seemed to change. Her progress felt invisible, and sometimes it even felt like she was moving backwards instead of forward. This is the stage where many people lose motivation. One of the biggest reasons people give up is not failure itself, but the feeling that their effort is not producing results fast enough. Emma started asking the same questions many people ask during difficult moments. Am I wasting my time? Should I change direction? Why does it seem like others are moving ahead faster than me? These questions are natural because human beings are wired to look for signs of progress. One day, Emma spoke with a person who had spent decades building a successful career and had experienced both failure and success. Instead of giving a simple motivational answer, he explained something very real about how life actually works. He said that most people overestimate what can happen in a few weeks, but underestimate what can happen in a few years of consistent effort. This idea changed the way Emma started looking at her journey. Patience does not mean doing the same thing blindly without improvement. That is another misunderstanding people often have. Real patience includes learning, adjusting, and improving while staying committed to the long-term goal. Emma realized that instead of focusing only on results, she needed to focus on growth. Each new skill she learned, each small improvement she made, and each connection she built was quietly increasing her chances of future success. Another important truth about patience is that many of the most valuable changes in life happen slowly. Personal growth, financial stability, strong relationships, and real expertise usually develop over time rather than appearing suddenly. Social media and modern culture often make success look instant. But in reality, many people work quietly for years before their results become visible to others. As time passed, Emma started noticing something interesting. Even though her major goal had not yet been achieved, her confidence was growing. She was becoming more skilled, more knowledgeable, and more comfortable handling challenges. This is one of the hidden benefits of patience that many people overlook. The process itself transforms you into a stronger and more capable person. There is another question that often comes up when talking about patience. How do you stay patient when life becomes stressful or uncertain? The honest answer is that patience becomes easier when people focus on what they can control each day instead of worrying about outcomes that are still in the future. Emma began organizing her days around small, consistent actions rather than expecting dramatic changes overnight. Slowly, opportunities started appearing that were not visible before. People noticed her dedication, her reliability, and her willingness to continue even when progress was slow. This reflects a pattern that happens often in real life. Many opportunities appear for people who remain active and consistent long enough for others to recognize their effort and growth. At one point, Emma realized something that answered many of the doubts she had earlier. If she had given up during the slowest period of her journey, she would have never reached the moment where things began to change. This is why patience can be so powerful. The turning point often appears after the period when people feel the most uncertain. It is also important to understand that patience does not guarantee that everything will happen exactly as planned. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes goals evolve or change direction. But patience increases the chances that you will build something meaningful because you give yourself enough time to learn, adapt, and improve. Over time, Emma's life started becoming more stable and successful than before. Not because she found a shortcut or a secret method, but because she stayed consistent long enough for her effort to compound. This is something that many successful people later describe as one of the biggest truths about life. Small, consistent actions repeated over long periods often create results that seem impossible in the beginning. Looking back, Emma realized that patience is not just about waiting for success. It is about becoming the kind of person who is capable of handling success when it arrives. The challenges she faced during this slow period taught her discipline, emotional strength, and the ability to stay focused even when things were uncertain. So if you ever feel like your progress is slower than you expected, remember that many important achievements in life require time to grow. Patience is not weakness, and it is not passivity. It is a quiet form of strength that allows people to continue building their future even when results are not immediately visible. And often the people who develop this skill are the ones who eventually reach places that once seemed very far away.